What's up guys, Brian here with BPS Customs. As a YouTube tech reviewer, I am often contacted by companies to review their products, get some eyeballs on them, get them out in the public view. Sometimes it's companies that you guys have heard of. Big companies like Asus, Corsair, Gigabyte, all those guys. However, I would say that the majority of the emails that I get asking me to look at products is from companies that you guys have never heard of, and I've never heard of. Mostly companies that are based in China. I generally say no to all of those requests. Sometimes because the products that they're asking me to review are crazy, like hair dryers or pillows or things of that nature, which obviously I have no interest in reviewing and you guys have no interest in watching. But when Blitzwolf contacted me and said, hey, we are a company that makes computer-related hardware products. We have a new SSD that we want you to take a look at. I thought that this would be a perfect opportunity for me to test out some products from a company you guys have never heard of, and what the hell are you doing on this table? Anyway, so I figured it would be a perfect opportunity for me to test out some products from a company you guys have never heard of and see if it's worth it to buy products from that company. So the first product we're going to take a look at, and the reason for this video's existence, is this. This is the BW-D1 SSD. This is of course a SATA 3 device. It's only 120 gigabytes, but at the time of filming, that's the only capacity that Blitzwolf offers. I tested the read and write speed to this drive, and it's about 500 each way. The biggest problem that I have with recommending a drive like this is that although yes, this is cheaper than basically any other 120 gigabyte SSD on the market that I could find on PC Part Picker. However, reliability becomes the biggest concern. I contacted my rep with Blitzwolf and I asked him some pretty basic questions about the construction of this device, namely the IOPS rating and the kind of flash memory that's used. He was unfortunately unable to provide me with that information. And although I could have taken the drive apart to check what kind of flash chips are installed, the housing is such that if I did that, I was afraid I was going to damage it, and I am going to be giving this drive away, so I just kind of left it as is. Now, as far as IOPS rating, that's a way that manufacturers can communicate to people how reliable in the long term they feel that their products are going to be. Because we couldn't find an IOPS rating on this drive and I don't have years to test it, I can't really comment on the long-term viability of the BW-D1. What I can say is that it provides comparable performance to some lower-end SSDs as far as speed goes, and I didn't run into any issues with installing programs on it. It actually right now has Windows 10 on it because I was using it in my test bench before. So I didn't run into anything that would necessarily set off alarm bells while I was using it for the past couple of weeks. Granted, you're definitely going to get more reliability and more speed out of products from established larger companies like Samsung and Patriot. Those drives are not only faster, but they're rated for years of use and will likely outlive both your CPU and your GPU. This drive, we don't know. And that's one of the risks that you take when you're going with a product from a company that you're just not familiar with. The next product I want to take a look at is this. This is their VR headset. It is model BW-VR3. It's constructed basically entirely of plastic, which is fine, I guess, because it only costs about $30. This is a VR headset that you use with your phone. It has an adjustable mount here. It can accept devices from like 4 inches all the way up to like an iPhone 7 Plus. It has nice padding for your head. It has 3-way adjustability. You can adjust each eye and then you can adjust how close the lenses are together. It has this little piece right here that comes off that you could use with augmented reality. And the construction feels okay. The biggest problem that I have with devices like this is that the VR experience using a phone is not fantastic. Even higher end devices that use your phone like Google Cardboard and the Samsung Gear VR struggle with this, that the apps that are available, the videos that are available just aren't that great in reproducing an immersive VR experience. I did have a couple of issues when I had this mounted on my head where I could see light around the sides where the phone ends stopped. There was also a little bit of vignetting, and I could never get the entire picture to be perfectly in focus. I don't know if that's more of an issue with the phone apps or with the quality of the lenses, but I can say that if you really want a true VR experience, you're not going to be aiming for a product like this, or even for the Samsung Gear VR anyway. You're going to be looking at an Oculus or a Vive or a PSVR or anything else that might come out in the future. This is certainly a light head-mounted unit where it doesn't really impact your movement or anything like that when you have it on your head, because it does feel pretty solid and it's not gonna weigh your head down. It doesn't cause any neck pain or anything like that. So that's certainly a bonus. That's probably because of its plastic construction. So keep that in mind. It's probably not the most durable unit, but I've only had it for about a month and I've had no issues. I've used it maybe 5 or 6 times in testing and everything seems to be working just fine. It's just not the best experience. Moving on to this. This is the BWF4 Bluetooth speaker. Now, on the channel, I get more requests to review Bluetooth speakers than almost anything else, except maybe battery banks. The reason I don't do it is because most of them are pretty similar. But when it came packaged with a bunch of this other stuff that was computer related, I said, sure, I'll take a look at it. I can tell you that Blitzwolf has done a fantastic job with the build quality of this device. Unlike the VR headset, this is made almost entirely of metal. The top is metal, the grill is metal, the buttons are plastic, but they feel really good, they're clicky and tactile. The inputs on the back are in a good spot and they're mounted securely. And everything about this just feels actually pretty premium. It's got a nice rubber bottom for gripping when it's put down on a table or something along those. It's not gonna fall over. The biggest issue I have with this is that although the sound reproduction coming out of this is actually really good, I was very pleased with the quality of the audio that was coming out. The volume is kind of lacking. It's much quieter than an Insignia product that I have upstairs that's of similar size, that's much lighter and made of plastic. It was about the same price, and this just can't keep up when it comes to volume. So if your plan is to use something like this in maybe just the kitchen to listen to music while you're cooking or something along those lines, this is probably fine. If you want to use it outside during a party or something like that, this is not going to cut it. I was actually really surprised with how low the volume is on this, and because I was turning it up and I just kept hearing boop, boop, and that happens when you hit the max volume. And I was like, that can't possibly be the max volume, but it wasn't going any higher. Unfortunately, it looks like if you want something that's loud, this is not it. However, if you want something that is decent sound reproduction and feels really good, this is actually a really quality unit. The last thing that we have is the battery bank. Now, this is the BW P5 battery bank. It's a 15,600 milliamp hour unit. It is purple. It's made of metal. It's got 2 USBs on the top. It's got Qualcomm Quick Charge, and it's got some little LEDs right here that show you the battery level. I used this for a trip 2 weeks ago, and it was fine. It powered my devices. It's a battery bank. I don't anticipate there being any problems with it. It didn't overheat my devices or anything along those lines. The problem that I have with this device is size. This is a 15,600 milliamp hour battery bank. This is a 10,000 milliamp hour battery bank. This is probably more than enough for 90% of people for most trips. It's tiny compared to this. It's lighter. Yes, it's made of plastic, but look at them side by side. You could literally buy and store 2 of these the same size as this. Putting something like this in your pocket is viable. Throwing something like this in your bag, you won't really notice. It's much lighter than this. If you were to take this unit and put it in your pocket, it would probably stick out, and it would definitely make a pretty nice looking bulge. If you want to throw this in your bag, you're going to feel the weight. It is not light. That may mean that, yeah, the build quality of this is pretty solid, but at the same time, the purpose of a battery bank is to be portable. And something like this Anker unit is preferable for me to something like this. Then again, if you want more juice, maybe this is for you. that would be your call. So overall, let's just talk about products from companies that you've never heard of. I think that there's a definite target audience for things like this. A lot of Chinese manufacturers trying to enter the US market are going to try to undercut current, known, established companies on price. How do they do that? They sacrifice build quality. They sacrifice volume. They sacrifice perhaps long-term reliability, or they sacrifice size. They do this in order to cut down on their prices and get people to say, what's the cheapest headset? What's the cheapest SSD that you could buy? And they succeed. Blitzwolf has provided a variety of products, tech-related products, that are cheaper than almost anything else on the market in their market segment. However, you have to ask yourself, what are your goals by purchasing this headset, by purchasing this Bluetooth speaker? If these products fit your goals and your needs, by all means, give them a try. I would have a few concerns about putting important documents on this SSD just because we don't know the reliability of this over the long term. But if you want to install a game on here, or even if you want to put your operating system on here, it's probably fine. If you just want a VR headset to use at a party and pass around to your friends, this is probably fine. These items are not for power users. They're not designed for power users, they're not targeted at power users, and power users only make up a very small segment of the market anyway. So like most things, this comes down to what are your needs and what do you value in a product. Now stay tuned for my next video where I'm going to be giving away all of this stuff. And due to a weird shipping glitch, I'm also going to be giving away a second Bluetooth speaker and a second headset. The first prize is going to be all of this in one pack, and the second prize is going to be these two together. So that video is coming soon. Stay tuned to the channel, get subscribed, hit that like button if you liked this video, and I'll see you next time.